Hey, hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment or comments, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. As always, please watch out for the robots in the comment section who are pretending to be me, and thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, at the moment, the cryptocurrency market looks a mess once again. We'll get into that in a couple of minutes. However, for some reason, there is a major trend going on right now, and we've been seeing that as well over the last 8 or so, 9, 10, 11, 12 and a half days. The news is hyper-focused around Ethereum, with good reason. However, but there's just so much actual news about Ethereum at the moment. On Thursday, the Ethereum price broke above 3,600 US dollars for the first time. Woo! Data by TradingView indicates that at 1624 UTC on Bitstamp, Ethereum broke above $3,600, and 5 minutes later, it hit 3,610 to a new all-time high. Wonderful. There's a chart right there. It's going straight up. Currently, the price. So here's the interesting part. It says, according to a report by Liam Frost and Daniel Roberts from Decrypt, earlier then, billionaire inventor, and entrepreneur Mark Cuban, who owns both Bitcoin and Ethereum, basically said this during the Ethereum Virtual Summit. He said, between DAI, that is D-A-I, and Ethereum 2.0, and all the staking that happens to provide liquidity everywhere else, it wouldn't shock me if we're getting significant deflation. I'll get into that in 1 second, which is one of the reasons that Ethereum is skyrocketing so much. And that's why I think ETH really is uncapped in terms of how high it can go. For those of you who do not know or are simply unaware, Ethereum is getting ready for a major upgrade. Not a tiny upgrade. It's going to be, I believe, an actual hard fork that is going to change the entire network. What we had before is that gas fees, transaction fees have been incredibly high on Ethereum. Those are now going down because of the last upgrade that we have, I think, which was Berlin, that happened in April. That's March and April thrown together somewhere around that time. So transaction fees have lowered. We've seen a lot. We already had a lot of activity on top of Ethereum. Now we're seeing even more on top of it as well. But the thing that's really getting people kind of riled up, for those of you who do not know, and I'm saying this, I think I've said it once a week, maybe somewhere around there, because I hate when things happen in the cryptocurrency space and then I read people's comments and they go, well, I didn't know this was happening. So I'm making sure that once a week, everyone knows exactly why Ethereum is pumping so hard. Ethereum is going to have an upgrade in July. There's no exact date within July. We can assume July, called EIP 1559. It's Ethereum Improvement Proposal. I believe that's what it stands for. Basically, people put forth propositions and they say, hey, you know, I'm for Ethereum, and somebody goes, yeah, it's cool, that sounds amazing. And this is number 1559. What this is basically going to do is, as transactions happen on every single network, typically what happens is those fees for the transactions get paid to the people who are mining the cryptocurrency. EIP 1559 is going to, in part, burn a portion or a huge portion of those transactions that would normally be going to the people who are mining the coin. So usually when you, any type of article that's talking about 1559, it's always that, you know, there are some people who don't like it. It's the people who are mining the coin. They're used to, first of all, these people make millions every day. I can't unstress that long M, because it is like these people are making bank every single day. So they're a little annoyed that not only is the network moving from a system where they have all these computers to be able to mine Ethereum to complete proof of stake, which is the entire goal, but also now any money that they would be getting is going to be shrunk a little tiny bit so that they can, you know, whatever. The point actually is that as more transactions are happening on the Ethereum network, which is part of the reason why I keep on saying fundamental. When you look at the actual fundamentals of Ethereum, how many people are using it, how many coins are on top of it, people are still building ICOs, there are STOs, there are NFTs, there are other marketplaces, there are decentralized exchanges on top of Ethereum. As all these things are taking place, these are all transactions. These transactions, all that money would normally be going to the people who are helping to mine the coin, yada, yada, yada. That's going to get burned now. Those coins for this proposal will be completely burned, disappear forever. The fascinating part is there are more transactions happening than the actual inflation rate of Ethereum, and therefore it will become a deflationary coin. Basically meaning the people who have it will be the only people who have it in the future, kind of thing. So as the new coins are created through the Ethereum 2.0 staking system, if you have Ether, you stake it into the network and you create the Ether, while the other old coins are continuously getting burned as the transactions are happening. So we are going to, I think the highest price I've seen in the last couple of days for Ethereum during this cycle was $18,000. I would love that. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. I'm still aiming for the $8,000 to $10,000 mark before people start breathing really heavy and they go, should we sell? But this is going to be major. Just want to make sure everyone knows exactly what's taking place, because this is why Ethereum continues to rise, because we are going to see a deflationary Ethereum, and the inflation rate, I'm air quoting that, is already minuscule. Ethereum's block rewards have slammed down to the ground over the last like 4 or 5 years. Anyway, that's the Ethereum price news. I think this is also something relatively the same. It says crypto whales are buying massive amounts of Ethereum as retail traders eye several altcoins. This is said by Sentiment. Sentiment is a company who basically normally gives us information on the sentiment, get it, of the cryptocurrency market. Whales are buying huge amounts of Bitcoin and huge amounts of Ethereum. There's also some rumors that they're also buying huge amounts of XRP, but that's kind of neither here nor there because we don't have any actual concrete numbers, because a lot of the numbers that we are hearing about is that the Ripple team is doing over-the-counter sales to a lot of companies who are interested in XRP. But once again, besides the point, we don't have any actual numbers. However, we do know that a lot of Ethereum is leaving cryptocurrency exchanges as people are taking it, staking it for themselves, whatever the case might actually be. But yeah, it's a hot commodity, if you kind of want to say that, and it's only going to get even crazier. I think when people really understand exactly what's taking place. What's wrong with this guy's fingers? What is that? Why is that one so? I mean, he's also green, so I mean, he's not real. Anyway. That's the Ethereum news. On top of that, XRP hit $1.76 for the first time in a couple of weeks. It says analyst says a top is in around the $20 to $30 range. That is absolutely insane. I think we hit almost $2. It says it's somewhere around here. Yep. We hit $1.96 on the 14th of April. If we continue getting this type of momentum moving upward in the market where prices are moving up, no other real way to say that, we are going to see a $2.50 XRP. This is interesting because we still have not hit the dizzying euphoric numbers yet. We are going to hit them. But the closer, like I said before, I think June is going to be the actual time frame when things go completely insane. That's right before we get the Ethereum upgrade. I think there's something else happening with Cardano. That's also another Bitcoin upgrade that's happening, and something else is happening as well in June. That's when all the hundreds of US banks are going to be able to start buying Bitcoin and selling it and yada, yada, and offering it to you. A lot of things are happening within this time frame. If the coins can continue pumping as we get closer to June, once we hit June and we start, I'm speculating, in June, should we start rocketing, the coin's going to do incredibly well. That's why I said, I think a $10 XRP is really in the cards. I don't think it's even an impossibility anymore. My mind begins to waver around the $20, $30 mark. But then once again, we're talking about an unforeseen type of event where all the coins are so pumping so heavily that we get all the other 90% of people who were waiting on the sidelines. They then begin to jump into the market. And this is what actually causes those, the actual straight up line. It's not us. We are the early adopters. We are the early buyers. But it's the people who FOMO in at the last moment because they told themselves it wasn't worth it. They shouldn't get into it. It's always something. These are the people who brought us to a $20,000 Bitcoin. So anyway, yeah, not a lot of altcoin price news, which I thought was kind of fascinating. There is some EOS news as we go a little bit further ahead. But yeah, basically floating around Ethereum and some news about XRP. A lot of websites continue to make articles every single day, and I don't know what's actually going on with them. Articles every single day talking about XRP's price and then making sure to mention the SEC lawsuit. And it's like, what's the haps? Like, why are you like? We all know what's going on. Anyway, so that's that, and let's move on. Next up, in like super popular news, but Revolut, one of the world's largest mobile financial services platforms, allowed people years ago or a year ago, whatever, to be able to buy Bitcoin on their platform, but not transfer it out to their wallet. This comes 4 years after it first provided crypto trading services to some users, and a year after it extended trading to all 7 million users worldwide. In a blog post, which was quickly deleted, but I think I actually have an opening for it, but not before AltFi saw it, Revolut announced that metal paid customers, no idea what that is, will get beta access to transfer their Bitcoin holdings out of Revolut. Exclusive access will be first given to the top tier metal customers in the UK. Revolut also aims to expand this worldwide as well, as because this is absolutely logical. So they have Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum since 2017. But here's the weird part. A lot of these trading apps have only allowed people to be able to withdraw as fiat, so paper currency, which a lot of people for about a year or so have been kind of red flagging, if you will. The idea is that, now here's what they say, on these platforms, I think Robinhood is also one of them. I'm not exactly explicitly sure. Do your own research, all that kind of stuff. These platforms allow you to trade crypto, but you can never actually withdraw the crypto. So the speculation has been that you're basically just trading numbers on a screen that don't actually represent any real cryptocurrency, simply the idea that you hold this crypto. But when people have tried to take it off, you have to cash out, causing a taxable event. And then you are able to withdraw your fiat currencies into your bank account. So now a lot of companies are trying to move into the direction of allowing people to be able to take their actual crypto that they see on the screen off into an actual wallet. I think my assumption is that a lot of these companies did not actually have any crypto. They're trying to accumulate right now. And this is why they're now allowing people to be able to take it off, because the market has gotten so big. And it's no longer like, if I have $45,000 on an app on my phone, I got to take it off, because I'm not going to try and risk that in any sort of way. They say we're grateful, yada, yada. Absolutely amazing. Cool. Awesome. Fantastic. I think they have the numbers somewhere around here. I thought I saw it. They have like here we go. To begin with, Revolut users will be able to add 3 addresses, external addresses, sure, why not, and withdraw between £500 to £1,000 a month. A month. Yeah, see, it's something. So, anyway, it's cool that people will have access to their coins, but I mentioned this before. I implore you to do your own research as to custodying your own cryptocurrencies, or moving to or finding out about and learning about a well-established cryptocurrency exchange that allows you to kind of take off your coins whenever you want and any amount that you so wish, or learning how to custody yourself, or getting a ledger or something along the lines, because yeah. Anyway, so here's the actual website thing that I ended up getting before it was taken down, apparently. It says Bitcoin withdrawals have landed, and then it's showing flaming purses. One of them is hot. One of them has Bitcoin snow. Like, you can look at it. It has like actual snowflakes, and there's just an R purse in the middle. I'm not sure what it means, but I'm sure it has some type of significance. I'm not sure why the snow is higher than the fire, or the... Anyway, that's the Revolut news, and let's move on. Next up, this actually makes a little bit more sense now. As the blockchain sector continues to evolve, yada, yada, yada. Since the 5th of May, EOS's price has rallied by more than 100% following a recent proposal upgrade that increases the project's inflation rate. EOS has been moving up for a lot more than just 2 or 3 days. This has been happening for like a good month and a half. EOS was like $2, And then it went up to 8, and I was like, is there any EOS news? There was no EOS news. I just assume yes. Seeing the chart, it's kind of insane. I just assume, once again, as always, behind the scenes, someone knew this was going to be taking place, and therefore they were accumulating before everyone else. The price of EOS has exploded 100%. It went to, wow, $12.85. Amazing. According to the EOS Twitter feed, the most significant developments for the network over the past month have been related to resource allocation and staking rewards. A recent report commissioned by Block One concluded that the protocol needs to increase the rate of inflation from its current pace of 1% to a rate between 1.2% and 3.8% in order to increase financial incentives for voters and block producers. So I think this is what moved the price up, just logically. Basically, if you are a validator on the network, if you are voting for something, if you are a block producer, as you know, blockchain block producer, you will now get paid more. So also EOS is one of the first networks that made it so that if you want to do anything on the network, you need to actually have the EOS staked. This is, the whole thing with Ethereum now. If you want to do this, you got to have the Ethereum stake. So this makes sense as to why EOS has been moving up in price, because it did not simply make sense before. So they're increasing the incentive for people. Oh gosh, this chair is uncomfortable. The incentive for people who are going to be validating the network, which then also makes sense as to why prices would have moved up. There we go, actual tweet for it right here. It says an EOS Staking Reward model commissioned by Block One. I'm not going to click on it. You can see it. Makes sense. Finally, the mystery has been solved, because it just didn't make any sense why EOS was pumping so hard over the last month. Let's move on. Next up, Metro Mile Incorporated, a digital insurer headquartered in San Francisco, is making Bitcoin a core part of its business operations, offering further evidence of the growing mainstream adoption of Bitcoin. The company announced on Thursday that it will soon give policyholders the option to pay for insurance and receive payment on eligible insurance claims in Bitcoin or dollars. This makes Metro Mile the first insurance company to accept both premiums and pay insurance claims in cryptocurrency. Oh, you better believe somebody's going to get hurt and they're going to be like, I want to be paid just in Bitcoin, please. No, none of that fiat. Give me the BTC. Equally as notable, the company said it will allocate $10 million towards Bitcoin in the second quarter. That's now. Although it didn't specify an exact date, a $10 million purchase would equate to roughly around 175 Bitcoin. That's what I mean. We get news like this all the time where there's like another company who's getting into the cryptocurrency space. I'm talking really fast. Getting into the cryptocurrency space who announces that they're going to be allocating a certain amount of money to Bitcoin. I think people hear these numbers and they go, only 10 million, 175 Bitcoin, that's nothing. This adds up very, very fast. So this is another company who's going to be buying Bitcoin, insurance in Bitcoin. And yeah, there's always less and less every single day. Just want to throw that out there. Anyway, and let's move on. Next up, Sveinung Rotevatn, Norwegian Minister of Climate and the Environment, in a recent podcast appearance has cleared the air, I get it, around Bitcoin's impact on the environment by advocating its use. And even he said he is holding the cryptocurrency himself. Fantastic. He also claimed that Bitcoin is increasingly proven to be a well-suited store of value. He said, we might make Bitcoin so exciting. What? Whoa. What might make Bitcoin so exciting is that it has some of the same properties as what? Why is there a period there? You can't suddenly discover a ton of Bitcoin somewhere. Given one country huge reserves, it's spread evenly. It grows slowly but steadily and even has a finite supply. Right. So therefore, it's theoretically well suited as a store of value, something of value. That was beautifully said, sir. So everyone's super hyped because the Minister of Climate in Norway holds Bitcoin. For those of you who were not here, this was about a month ago. It wasn't Norway. It was it Ukraine? I think it was Ukraine. I don't remember. There was some European country where we got news that about, I think, 10 members of parliament of that country actually hold huge amounts of Bitcoin. I think it was like $3.5 billion worth of crypto or something like that. So I've assumed for a while that many world leaders, regardless of what they might have said before in the past, I don't think this person has ever said anything negative about Bitcoin, but I'm just going to assume that they probably all hold Bitcoin. Assumption. Just throwing that out there because every time that we've heard from a government say that they are going to ban Bitcoin, they did not ban Bitcoin. We keep getting news and have been getting news for a while that government leaders around the world have been buying up Bitcoin and also holding huge amounts of Ether. Remember in 2019, for those of you who weren't here, we had news from the finance minister of Russia who was like, yeah, we plan on allocating around $50 million into Bitcoin. The next day, people were like, oh, what'd you say? He was like, huh? Bit who? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I just assume that they all have some at this point, whether people decide to believe that or not. So anyway, yeah, the news is this guy holds Bitcoin, as I'm sure I would say probably around 15 to 20% of people in that country probably do. Just logical. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, family offices in Australia, fancy, are reportedly piling into digital assets as fund managers compete to list the country's first ETF. Van Eck and Beta Shares have each lodged submissions with the Australian SEC, or Securities Exchange, why not, following a rejection of industry speculation in March that the exchange was opposed to such products. The ASX, as they are called, I assume, confirmed that it had received formal applications from several other investment managers eager to launch their own Bitcoin ETFs. Earlier this week, Van Eck Asia Pacific CEO Ariane Nairon stated that the crypto asset movement had become more mainstream and that a Bitcoin ETF on the ASX could democratize crypto assets for all types of investors. Not really sure how that would do that, but sure, why not? Go for it. So the news is Australia is probably going to be next in line to, here's the actual news article for it right here, probably going to be next in line to have a crypto/Bitcoin ETF. Shrugging, because it's going to happen everywhere else. I still think the US will have one in like the year 2049, just because, that seems to make the most sense. There was also news before. There were like 6 companies who put in proposals with the US SEC to list a Bitcoin ETF, and I think one of them just got pushed back or something like that. So the SEC is going to be voting on it in June. Stop holding your breath. You're turning blue. There's going to be no Bitcoin ETF in the United States for the foreseeable future. The rest of the world will, however, have ETFs, and these ETFs are going to start eating up more and more Bitcoin. And people who want to deal with that in the US will simply just move to another country or start doing operations across the border in Canada, because, we have like 6 Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Anyway, that's the Van Eck Beta Shares news. So good luck, Australia. I'm pretty sure they'll do it because, why the fudge not? Anyway, let's move on. Next up, in news, crypto investments behemoth Grayscale and the NFL team, the New York Giants, have partnered up and are committed to supporting the New York metro area. This is according to an announcement. They said, our partnership with the Giants is incredibly meaningful because our roots are in New York. Wonderful. We're excited to partner with such a forward-thinking franchise. What? To work together on philanthropic initiatives and to continue to support the New York metropolitan community. And there's a photo of them holding a jersey that says Grayscale. Oh, and then the 21 for 21 million Bitcoins. That is the cringiest thing I've ever seen. Per the press release, Grayscale has now become the first cryptocurrency partner of the NFL, or NFL team, obtaining the status of the official digital currency asset manager partner of the New York Giants. So the news is that Grayscale has partnered with the New York Giants. There's no news as if the Giants are going to be accepting Bitcoin or crypto. I'm going to assumption here. Now, the NFL, stay with me, is probably invested into Bitcoin. I'm going to assume that the NFL maybe also holds some Grayscale stock. I'm going to assume that the New York Giants as a team probably also holds some Bitcoin. I'm going to further assume that if this partnership has happened, people on the New York Giants team probably also hold Bitcoin and are going to be continuing to buy more Bitcoin. If we get any news in the next year that everyone in the NFL is going to be receiving the entirety or portion of their salaries in Bitcoin, boy, howdy. Anyway, that's the Grayscale news. Yeah, I mean, talk about popular. Nothing about them accepting it, just that they're partnered together. Maybe this will bring about news eventually that we'll be able to buy tickets in Bitcoin, because that's what everybody wants right now. And let's move on. That color, wow, that's very assaulting to the eyes. And to finish things off, oh my gosh, please go away. Today, Square, the company Square, reported its 2021 first quarter earnings. The company says that they remain committed to holding Bitcoin as an instrument of global economic empowerment. Okay. Seeing tremendous gains from its $220 million investment into Bitcoin. They said in February of 2021, we invested $170 million in Bitcoin, as we believe cryptocurrencies are an instrument of economic empowerment which aligns with the company's purpose. With this $170 million purchase, the company purchased an additional 3,318 Bitcoin at an average price of $51,235 per BTC. This supplemented Square's initial purchase. So what we're hearing now is that Square purchased 4,709 Bitcoin last October, and now we're hearing that this year they also purchased an additional 3,318 Bitcoin as well. The company currently holds 8,027 Bitcoin, worth approximately $448 million, giving it the third largest Bitcoin holdings of any publicly traded company. For those of you who do not know, Jack Dorsey loves Bitcoin. I know that was a long L. He's obsessed with it. He's mentioned many times before that he thinks that Bitcoin is going to be the only currency and is going to be the currency of the internet that we will all be transacting in the next couple of years. So anyway, the news is, they purchased another $9 bajillion worth of Bitcoin. So, wait, oh gosh, I did it again. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Stop, wait. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't know why I have like 18 other apps open and I just simply can't find the names. I'm not really sure what the issue is. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Umnu, Wish Nikki, the letter M, Stefan Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy 655, and Carlos was like, Mo Barazi, Jojo Shasho, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grole, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Barebones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Nita Miracle, Pattern Noster, Conan No Skip, Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banana, Auspicious Agile, and Blockchain Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman, High XRP, Martin Stoyer, Nostromo, John Sarson, the Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moham Roni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jarish Snyder, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damian Setsuna, Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxes, Nick Mann, Gialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, His Chest, Everyday, and Coscop's Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Body Me Buttface, Anytime Fitness, Monk, Schwerner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigra, Macho Nisa, All Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. Hello to thee. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who has remained, who is still listening to me talk quickly and ramble on about nonsensical things. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at 55,759 US dollars. You know what happened, right? All the altcoins were pumping and Big Daddy Bitcoin said, no. Gotta start falling down. And this is after all the tremendous news that we got that there are going to be hundreds of US banks accepting cryptocurrencies in the coming weeks and all the other stuff, and everyone keeps buying, and Bitcoin's price continues to drop down. I'm sure these are coordinated at this point. Like, there's nothing. It is fairly blatantly obvious that these movements are incredibly coordinated to bring the price down of the entire market, because the altcoins are, I mean, every single time that they're getting ready to like really actually break out, Bitcoin goes, I go to sleep now, and everything starts falling down. Ethereum is currently down by 0.86%. It looks like it is going to try and move back up in the relative future. Binance coin is at $620. XRP is down by 4%. Doge is up by 1.4% because, you know, Doge. Cardano's up by 9%. Litecoin is still up by 7% as well. Ethereum Classic is up by 43%. This coin was $5 like 3 months ago. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like an EOS kind of thing where we hear that there's some type of an upgrade, an update, something's happening behind the scenes. Their deflation it's always something that ends up popping up as we get closer to the actual thing. I saw speculation that Ethereum is rising, and therefore the usage of Ethereum Classic could also benefit, kind of the same exact way when Bitcoin pumps. The other crappy forks also start pumping as well, as like, hey, we're also relevant, so they also start moving up as well. But I think Ethereum Classic actually does have people using it. Of course, not to the same extent as Ethereum, but alas, you know, sure, why not? VeChain Thor is up by 11. EOS is still up by 28%. Absolutely phenomenal. Tron is up by 13%. Theta is up by 2. Neo's up by 11. Monero is up by 17%. No Monero news. I just assume it's because Monero. I'm not really sure. Tezos is up by 10. BitTorrent token is up by 20% as well. Anything else crazy? Dash is up by 9. Zcash is up by 9. I just think that all the privacy coins are going up. I'm not sure if that's because Litecoin's going to get Mimblewimble and have private transactions, or if it's because Bitcoin's going to have Taproot and therefore have private transactions. I don't know. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all have had, continue to have, might have at some point in the future a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See